Welcome to the Running Back Podcast, where we run back everything from the 80s and 90s. I'm Jason.
I'm Sarah.
And today we're running back the Terminator from 1984. Any thoughts before we start?
Welcome to 9 years in the future.
9.
2029.
Yeah.
Starts in LA 2029 with some kind of tracked tank-like vehicle running over piles and piles of skulls.
We learn later that they are the HKs, or the Hunter Killers. There's many different versions of them. But yeah, the mountain of human skulls was slightly terrifying.
Being crushed like Tic Tacs.
I was like Tic Tacs.
Tic Tac. But I mean, honestly, 9 years in the future, we have a pandemic and murder hornets. And I heard today that there's spiders that fly.
Those are called mosquitoes.
No. They don't, they're spiders. They don't have wings, but they create like their own little parachute kind of situation. And then the wind catches them and they fly great distances through the sky, so they can't fly. But they're
you're talking about
spiders.
Paratrooping spiders.
I am.
Fuck that.
We have COVID, murder hornets, and paratrooping spiders. So 2029, when our skulls are being crushed by the hunter killers, doesn't seem too far-fetched, right?
How big are these spiders?
I don't know.
You should have done more research on this if you're going to bring it up.
I didn't know I was going to bring it up.
I feel like you did. You don't just withhold paratrooping spiders.
I didn't know about it till a little bit ago.
I need to take a drink for that.
I
don't know whether to ask questions or keep moving.
You look like I hurt your feelings.
Like, are they big enough to where a shotgun is overkill or just enough?
Probably. I mean, they can't be too big or they're not going to fly through the sky, right?
No, you don't know that.
This got off track real quick. You know how much I hate looking at pictures of spiders.
What do you even type in?
Flying spiders. What the fuck else would you type in?
Google's like, did you mean mosquitoes?
No.
What's worse, the flying spider or the camel spider?
Camel spider. You know what else is pretty bad? Is the cricket spiders.
They're not bad. They look like spiders.
Oh my god. Ooh.
From a distance, they look like spiders, but they're not.
They're actually, flying spiders are actually common in Chicago.
Really? Like 48 shootings in a weekend and they got to deal with flying spiders?
In the months of May to August due to their annual migration season.
50 Cent was wrong. It's not because it's hot.
They're commonly known as bridge spiders or gray cross spiders. They do not have any wings that enable them to fly. They actually spin balloon-like webs and are carried by the wind to a great distance. These spiders are known as flying spiders as they move to one place to another by using wind. And according to some scientists, they use the atmosphere's static electricity to take flight. These spiders are a type of orb weavers and usually live on rocks near water bodies. As I said, spotted a lot during May to August season in the city of Chicago.
So not only are you telling me that there are flying spiders, but they are fucking sentient beings who have crafted a vehicle to fly to their next destination.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Murder hornet or flying spider? Which would you rather us have right now?
Flying spiders. Hornets.
Is it just because they don't have the name murder in it?
No, hornets and wasps are all assholes.
They are assholes.
If anybody has a good reason for keeping one alive, let us know. Other than that, you should let bees live. Hornets, wasps are assholes and they should all be murdered.
I think hornets are also pollinators, though, aren't they? Don't they? Like, they don't make honey,
They're
but don't
so
they
much
pollinate
like
the flowers?
wasps.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway, I don't even know where I was going with that.
Anyway.
That it's not that far-fetched that in 9 years our skulls could be getting crushed by the hunter killers, because this is the direction in which we're headed.
Black Mirror's trying to tell us that.
It's later. It's coming.
So, like you said, the movie starts off in LA 2029.
Can you imagine that? Like, this came out in 1984, and they were like, what's like a really far-off date that's like so sci-fi sounding, nobody will ever, and they're like, I know, bitch, 2029.
You know, somewhere out there, there's somebody that was in that room going, we were so wrong. It's so much worse.
So much worse. It's so bad. Yeah.
I don't know. The flash forwards they give kind of make it look like their time is worse than our time. But hey, we got
9
more years.
9 years.
Alright, so the machines rose. Basically, we created AI, the machines.
Rose from the ashes of nuclear war.
Some bullshit
That's
like
what
that.
it said on the screen.
They rose up, decided they don't need us anymore. They want to kill us all. You got laser bots on mounds of human skulls. And then it cuts back to LA 1984, specifically May 12th, 1984. I should look up some facts, but I didn't.
About May?
May 12th.
I can tell you that in October 1984, I was born.
Good for you.
Thank you. It was good for me. It worked out well.
So, the Terminator, well, you don't know that
No,
yet.
no. You don't know what it is. You see some crazy-ass 1980 special effect lightning bolts.
Which was not bad. Those, I will get into the later effects, which...
Are we talking about the mask?
The CGI... The mask they use is a little hokey. The CGI movement is not quite there yet in 1984, but most of their practical effects, except for the animatronic Arnold Schwarzenegger head, are good.
There's some crazy lightning, and then a full frontal nudity, dick swinging Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Butt ass naked.
I do not recall him being fucking dick out.
Would you say you do not have total recall of that scene?
Stop it.
He's
just walking down the street, and that thing's just like bouncing off his thigh, and I was like, what the fuck?
Well, he had just gotten out of the time travel trash truck, which he apparently used in this electrical field to land all Blade style. Well, it's kind of like if Blade was in the fetal position.
He did the first superhero landing.
It was like if Blade was in the fetal position.
It's like when Deadpool goes, oh, they're going to do a superhero landing. Like, that's what he did. See, it's right there.
So he walks over to three dudes. I was calling them the Paxton Punk.
They're called the Punks. That's how they're credited.
So I just recognized Bill Paxton right from the get-go. Which, it's weird to see him play an asshole. Like, you don't see him play too many... He wasn't really a bad guy, but too many people that you would consider like a douchebag or an asshole.
Yeah.
But he just fucking guts one of them.
To be fair, he asked them nicely for their clothes. I feel like a jacked motherfucker asks you for your clothes, and you just say okay and take them off, right? Like, I know there were like 3 or 4 of them, but he made at least 5 or 6 of them himself. Like, even though they physically outnumbered him, they did not outmatch him.
So I don't know, like One Punch Man's through that guy's guts.
Yeah. Did he
scares everybody else.
Did he have his heart in his hand?
No, it was just all bloody. I don't think he had his heart.
Okay.
Then you see another guy do the same exact thing as far as the time travel goes.
Eligible Bachelor number 2.
And to me...
Lands butt-ass naked.
I have not seen this movie in so long. The only part I really remembered was the I'll be back scene in the police department, that he was after Sarah Connor. Mm-hmm. And then I think my mind blended Terminator 2 into this one. So I'm like, the second guy is immediately the bad guy to me.
I remember a lot more about Terminator 2.
So I don't know if, I was 2 when this movie came out.
Yeah. I was negative a few months.
So 91, I would have been 9 when the second one. So I probably remembered a lot more of the second one and just mushed it all together.
Right.
So I'm thinking this is the bad guy.
From reviews, a lot of people were like, wait, what the fuck happened? Like, and they just were remembering too.
Yeah. So he comes in and he...
Wait. It was full on raining cocks and balls on LA.
Wow.
Come on, I wrote that down. Raining cocks and balls.
Just because you can doesn't always mean you should.
I'm just being factual.
So he runs in an alley, finds a homeless guy.
Eligible Bachelor number 2.
Yeah. Takes his pants? Or
I think he asked.
The guy just gave it to him, or he just took them?
I don't know. The homeless man does tell the cops, he took my pants. But,
So he's putting on the pants, and the cops roll by. And the cops start chasing him, and I don't really know why the chase ensued to begin with, other than maybe they thought he was getting enjoyment from a homeless guy.
He was naked?
No, he had the sweatpants on, or whatever he had on.
But he was naked before he took the sweatpants.
But they didn't see him until they roll by, and he's already, pulling the pants up.
I don't know.
Maybe he thought he was fucking the homeless guy, or...
I don't know. I want to see, the pamphlet in, 2029, that's like, listen, first fucking order of business is to find clothes. You're going to land, you're going to immediately, any means necessary, you're going to want to put on pants. They do not appreciate cock and balls in 1984.
It seemed to be the prime directive.
It did. You land, you find pants.
Yeah. But then you find out that nothing that is not living transfers.
Right.
Through this time portal that is, we'll get to that later, that is destroyed after it's used, basically. So, the cops chase guy number 2. He runs through a department store, he gets some clothes, he gets some Nikes. He's basically geared up at this point and loses the cops.
Right.
He immediately goes to a phone booth, which aren't things anymore, and to the phone book. And if you don't know what a phone book is, it's that really thick book that you get in the mailbox that goes right into your trash can.
So there is a lot of telephone booths, and telephone book in this movie. And nobody from the year 2029 knows what the fuck any of that is.
Apparently they did.
No. Factually, though, now, in the real world.
In our world,
you take somebody who's like 25 in 2029, so they would have been born in 2000, and hand them a phone book or ask them what a payphone is, and they're going to be like, what?
If you ask them to get a phone book, they probably get you the manual from the cell phone.
They don't even have those anymore.
That's true.
Yeah. So there was a whole lot of that. I was like, ain't nobody from 2029 knowing what the fuck that is.
So
I once had a job interview marketing for a phone book company, and I didn't get it because I was very honest. And they were like, "Do you use a phone book?" And I was like, "No."
Nobody uses.
And they were like, book. "Yeah, but your dad uses a phone book, right?" And I was like, "No." And they're like, "Do your grandparents use a phone book?" And I was like, "No, if they can't find it, they ask me and I Google it. But we use Google. Nobody uses a phone." I probably shouldn't have went on the interview, but I was desperate at the time.
Yeah.
And at that point, they had already been a dick to me, so I was just full bore into fuck you.
Yeah, it just goes right from the mailbox to the trash can.
Yeah.
Sometimes the people who deliver them don't even care enough about the phone books. They'll just throw the shit in the middle of your driveway. No bag, like no plastic to protect it.
Yeah, I think the last one we got, it laid out in the driveway for a week in the rain, and then when trash day came, we just threw it in the bottom of the trash can.
Probably.
Yeah. Alright, Bachelor number 2 goes to the payphone, gets the phone book, looks up Sarah Connor in the phone book, and there's 3 of them.
Yeah. But I don't know if it was accidental or his finger went right to the Sarah J. Connor, which was her, I believe.
No.
Why? I thought she was Sarah J. Arnold does not. Arnold just goes to the first one. But when they show him, he kind of goes down, he goes past the first one. Yeah, I don't know.
The second was like Sarah Ann, that was what I was thinking.
Yeah. He goes right to Sarah J.
Mm-hmm. Well, you got to think he knows more about her.
We don't know this at this point.
But still.
Then it cuts to Sarah Connor, the
waitress.
She's a waitress. She's not really the hero of this movie so much as she is the bigger picture.
Okay.
I don't know what to call her. Like, I was going to say the heroine, but...
The waitress.
The waitress. So, the person of interest...
How old do you believe she is?
It could go either way. Like, she could be 21 or she could be 45. You can't really tell in this picture because...
Dude.
The hair. This hair forms this... It's not a mullet, but it is... It's like that paint. It's purple. But in certain light, it becomes that iridescent. Remember, like, the Mustangs used to have? It's like, okay, so, she has the typical 80s tease haircut. You see it from a different angle, and you're like, goddamn, that's a mullet.
Like, she's supposed to be, like, 19 years old. I looked up how old Linda Hamilton was when she played her, and she was 27. But she looks 45 years old to me.
It could go either way.
She looks so fucking old. And I'm like, how am I supposed to believe that she's, like, this 19-year-old waitress? Like, you can't be 47 and have a baby. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, apparently she was only 27 at the time, and in the 80s they didn't believe in moisturizer or something. I don't know what happened to her face.
I don't think it's so much that.
But I think she looked better in the later movies than she did in this. Like, she looked rough.
Well, this one's kind of, it's got a little bit of graininess to it.
Are you being a Linda Hamilton apologist right now?
No. But she could be 19. I wouldn't even go for it. I would go 21 lowest. And she could be 45.
Yeah. Easily 45. So Arnold goes gun shopping.
Well, Second order of business, you need land, you get clothes, you get a shotgun.
Yeah.
Those were the two things. Then you find Sarah Connor.
But Arnold goes gun shopping.
He goes to an actual gun store.
I said shopping. And he's rattling off all these guns he wants. One of them is an Uzi. There's like a handgun. There's a shotgun. Like, he has 3 or 4
Well, he
guns.
named a bunch of, like, shit that doesn't exist.
He named a couple, like, laser-based things.
And the guy was like, we don't have those. He was like, well, fine. Give me that.
But he had 3
Uzi.
things that did exist. One of them was an Uzi. And the guy goes, any of these would be great for home defense. And I was like, God damn, were homes more dangerous?
No.
So, before you know what's up, Arnold goes to a house. It is the wrong Sarah Connor. But in the yard, she has a dog, and the dog's barking at him. Because dogs are never fucking wrong about people.
Yeah. Well, he goes to the gun store, then he gets a phone book in the phone booth and gets her address. He goes to the house, wrong one. Like you said, the dog loses its shit.
Right, because dogs are never wrong.
Then you get a flash forward battlefield scene.
Is it forward or is it back? Or
It's forward.
I guess it would be forward.
Yeah. It's a flashback for him.
Right.
But it's flash forward to everybody else.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
So you see kind of the same shit, the skulls and the hunter-killer drones, tanks.
I have it as a flash forward to our world after Boston Dynamics and Elon Musk partner up to take it over. They're going to be the ones to take us down.
No, I think Elon's more against AI. Unregulated AI.
If Elon Musk's child's name is not the kill code hidden in plain sight for the robot uprising, then I'll be a motherfucker. That's the only explanation for that, is that is something we all need to commit to memory right now, because it's going to be a code for something real fucking important later in life.
But how do you enter that code on a keyboard? Or on a number pad?
I'm assuming that it's a new future keyboard that we don't even fucking know about yet.
You get enough tinfoil for that hat?
It's from Elon Musk's homeworld. Yeah.
Or Krypton?
I don't know. You think him and Grimes are from the same planet?
Grimes. Now that's the wife.
That's the baby mama, yeah.
Baby mama?
Yeah.
He didn't put a ring on that yet?
No.
He didn't put 5 kids in her? He didn't put a ring on her?
Oh no, she's only the baby mama to this one kid.
Oh. Where's the other baby mama or mamas?
Mamas. They're out and about. Before her, he dated Johnny Depp's wife.
Oh, the crazy one?
The crazy one that like beat Johnny Depp and cut his finger off and shit, and then went to the police and
Cut
said
his
he beat
finger
her.
off?
Yeah.
He's missing a finger?
The tip of it.
Did anybody sketch ask Johnny Depp about that?
Skeet Orange?
Oh, Skeet Orange?
No.
Is Skeet his real name?
Yeah.
Or was that his character's name?
Skeet Orange is
Who
his
the
real
fuck
name.
names their kid Skeet? Is that a nickname?
I don't think so.
Wow.
We've gotten real sidetracked. Anyway, if Boston Dynamics, for those of you who don't know, are the people that make like the robot dogs that were in Black Mirror, and nobody took it as a warning. Instead, they were like pushing forward, and now it can do these flips and climb up a tree, and it's fucking terrifying, and they're going to kill us all.
I find it hard to believe the punk's clothes
Are
fit
so big. Like,
Arnold.
I get, like, you know, they're punk. They probably had baggy clothes, but it's too big for Arnold.
Yeah. He definitely wasn't putting on their shoes. Like,
Now, Bachelor number 2 took the time to measure his Nikes against the bottom of his foot to see if they were going to fit.
he's human. He would know better.
He is human.
Well, you don't know that yet, but
Still.
spoiler alert.
I think we're cool. 1984. So, Arnold kills a Sarah Connor, and then he kills a second Sarah Connor. And the police are like, oh my god, all these dead Sarah Connors.
Now, do you think he was just going to kill the whole list from the get-go?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't really know that the first one's the wrong one ever. He just kills her and moves on.
Right.
But
I like how her friends are just like, oh look, you'll love this. You're on the news. You're dead. Like, what the fuck?
So then you got a scene with the LAPD detective telling his lieutenant, like, hey, we got these 2 murders, and they were both named Sarah Connor. Like, we got one of those freaks on our hands. Like, he keeps talking about he hates the weirdos. Or, I don't know, the lieutenant he didn't really blow him off, but it just didn't seem interested.
So, the real Sarah Connor was supposed to go out on a date. He called and canceled, so she's going to go to the movies by herself.
Yeah.
It's out while she's out, after the movies, I guess she was like at a bar and she saw on the news that the second Sarah Connor had died. So then she starts to get a little freaked out.
Well, before she left, she played with her iguana, which was really weird. That they have this random ass iguana.
People have iguanas.
I don't know. She kissed it a few times. But then I thought it was weird that on her way out, the roommate's boyfriend just kissed her on the face.
Well, why not? He already had phone sex with her earlier in the movie.
Yeah, he called up thinking that his girlfriend answered the phone. Just starts talking about how he's going to take all her clothes off and nibble all over that. And she just kind of went with it. And she's trying to get holding the phone, trying to get the attention of the other girl.
The roommate is just in love with her Walkman.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
headphones.
She's got the strap so she can put it over her shoulder. She's got the headphones on constantly.
So, old Sarah goes out on her scooter.
Yeah.
Vroom, vroom. And you see the second guy who's kind of following her. And like you said, she was in a bar, restaurant type deal. They have the news on, and she sees about the second murder. So they had a phone book nearby. She grabbed the phone book and basically saw it was going in order.
Right, and
she's the third one. So she gets out of there, but then she notices the second guy. Right. He's following. So she goes into this other bar called Tech Noir.
Yes.
She has to pay a $4.50 cover fee. Now, I feel like anybody would have been happier if that cover fee was $4 or $5. But the 50 cents.
Yeah, that is a real problem.
Why the 50 cents?
Also, I mean, I wasn't partying in 1984. Isn't $4 steep for a cover fee in 1984?
It does seem a little steep.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, they won't buy that. Make it $4.50.
Yeah.
So, and this is where I noticed, like, her hair it's got that mullet look to it.
It is so 80s. The most 80s hair. Like, I can smell the Aquanet on this bitch.
You smell the flammability.
I can.
She tries to call the police department.
Which was their plan. They said if we release all this to the news, she'll find us because they keep calling her and they're getting an answering machine. And having no cell phone is a real fucking bitch of a problem here in the past.
Yeah. They're much handier than you think about every day. Like if you, I don't know, it's like the blessing and a curse.
I don't know what episode we're on here, 20-some, late 20s. Almost every movie's issue could have been handled if somebody had a cell phone.
So, the Terminator goes to her address in the apartment building, is in the building. Meanwhile, the roommate and her boyfriend just had Fuckfest 84, and she is making him a sandwich.
I think she made her that sandwich, because he was passed out.
She was making a sandwich.
I think she was making her that big old...
And I thought it was funny. She
giant sandwich.
Celery stalk drum solo, which I don't know who grabs celery for sandwiches.
The same monsters that put it in salad.
Yeah, I don't...
If you put celery in your salad, you are wrong. Our friend's family. And my aunt. A lot of people.
That's way more people than I would have ever
thought. Many people. I was making a salad for, like, my extended family, and she gave me celery, and I was like, do you want this in your salad? She's like, well, yeah. I was like, what? I recuse myself from this salad. Like, I'll make it, but you don't tell anybody that I made the salad. I do not co-sign this.
So while she's making her salad, Veggie Tales drum solo band, her boyfriend gets jacked up.
Yes, he does.
He tells Terminator he don't want any part of it. Don't make me... what did he say?
I don't know. Don't make me fuck you up. Something along those lines.
Don't make me break bad on you or something like that.
I don't know.
So he just gets jacked. Terminator comes out, and this motherfucker is the king of the double, triple, quadruple tap.
Quintuple. 5 times. Every time. For the first Sarah Connor... I don't know if we see the second Sarah Connor, did we?
No, not really.
First Sarah Connor, him, the roommate.
No, she
is the second.
The roommate is the second.
No, there's a second Sarah Connor that we don't see.
Oh, yeah, because she saw the news.
Yeah, but quintuple tap.
Yeah, he's the king of it.
It is in the handbook. Bond clothes, quintuple tap.
No, bond clothes, get shotgun.
But the roommate's boyfriend really kissed her, like, in the hair on the ears.
Yeah, but I think...
It was more like a friendly, ha-ha.
I think modern times have scarred me, though.
We had phone sex earlier.
Because that's something I would have never done at any point in time in my life, at any point in time in history. And I always thought it was kind of weird to begin with. But now, like, you can't do that.
She wasn't Me Too. They were playing around.
But still, you just can't.
They're friends.
Yeah, so if I go around kissing our female friends on the face, one, they weirded out, right?
It wasn't on the face. Like, her hair was down and it was like the ear.
Only because she turned away.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway.
They had phone sex a minute ago.
He didn't know. So did she rape him over the phone?
No.
He didn't have her consent.
What?
No, she didn't have. She didn't have his consent
Stop
to listen.
everything you're doing.
I'm confusing myself.
He called her house.
But he thought it was the other girl.
That's on him.
Maybe she should have identified herself as the roommate.
Eat shit. Move on.
Anyway.
So she calls the cops from Tech Noir after she pays her very high cover fee. Also, don't you think, like, she says, do you have a phone? And they're like, yeah, it's in the back. And she goes to walk away and they're like, $4.50. But don't you be like, hey, I'm being followed and I need to call the fucking cops. But they tell her to stay there, stay in plain sight, don't go to the bathroom, don't leave. They're going to send a cop for her.
And she follows their advice. She stays there. She's waiting.
Stop. I'm sorry. Her roommate, while they're having Fuckfest 84,
still has on her headphones.
is still listening to her Walkman.
Yeah. She has them on. Well, while she was getting ready, she had them on upside down under her chin.
Right.
Because, okay, kids, these things have wires and a full-on metal bar that goes around your head.
But she was just laying there with a boy while he was on top of her. The hell? Wouldn't you take that personal?
Maybe she was just into it. I think at one point they're bent a little weird, and like she's got one holding it here, and he's got the other one trying to give her the old jackrabbit.
Alright.
So
she's in plain sight. She sees Bachelor number 2, who she is the one she's seen following her.
Yeah, she's hiding from him.
Right.
But she sees him in the bar. She doesn't realize that Terminator is also there, and second guy saves her life.
Right. Arnold sees her as Bachelor 2 sees Arnold, and he shoots him. Reese shoots the Terminator seconds before he shoots her.
Yes. So, guy number 2 that was following Sarah Connor shot the Terminator to save Sarah Connor.
Right.
So then you kind of figure out, okay, this is how this goes.
Right. So she's down on the ground hiding. The Terminator's been shot, but clearly isn't staying down for long. Yeah. And then he comes in with the famous, come with me if you want to live line.
Like, your dad has a story.
Right.
Are you going to tell that one?
I can. Do you think I should?
I mean, not everybody has a come with me if you want to live that just fucking wasn't a joke.
Yeah. So my dad had a massive heart attack a few years ago. And he drove himself to the hospital in the middle of the night to our local piece of shit, third-rate, fucking bullshit hospital.
You're not mad or anything.
I'm very mad. Had he died, it would have been the our last name hospital. So they do tests. That takes 3 hours for him to get an aspirin. They do a bunch of tests. They come back and they're like, hey man, you didn't have a heart attack. You're totally fine to go home. We're going to get your discharge papers together. You're fine. So he starts putting on his clothes, and then this other doctor comes in the room, and he's like, hey, man, I don't work at this hospital. I'm over here seeing another patient, but I'm a cardiologist, and you have had a massive heart attack. They do not know what they're talking about. If you want to live, come with me. I'll take you to a better hospital, and I'll be your doctor.
Yep.
And Dad was like, let's fucking go, buddy.
We gotta admit, okay, so he went to the hospital at like 2, 3 in the morning. This is like 10:30 a.m. He calls you. It was like 11:15 in the morning. Yeah. We're sitting there. It's a kind of like
drinking coffee,
lazy day doing nothing. And you're like, what? And we're sitting on this love seat type deal.
Didn't know I could get dressed
blanket comes off. What? Where are you? As you're walking down the hall, and I immediately shut my book because I know we're going. Like, I don't know what happens. I just know I'm about to drive somewhere. Yeah, that's crazy because we never really found out with 100% certainty who that was.
He has recently.
We think we narrowed it down.
He has recently seen a commercial with that guy in it, and he was like, "That's the guy that saved my life."
Which turned out not to be the guy who did the stints later and is currently his dog.
Right.
Which is crazy.
But he went, like, this hospital said, no, you're fine, go home. This doctor came in with the life-saving, come with me. He went to a better hospital, and they were like, yeah, this is bad. We're going to do stents in the morning. And then rushed back in the middle of the night and was like, you just keep having heart attacks, buddy. We were sitting there with him. We were watching the Steelers game. He did not seem to be in any distress. But they were like, you just keep having heart attacks. Like, we have
to Sunday Night Football.
We have to do this now. So they did a bunch of stents. The next morning, they were like, this isn't going to work out. Took him to a better hospital where he had a quintuple bypass.
That's 5.
That's 5.
Cinco.
As we've learned with the Terminator and how many times he shoots people. But, yeah, he had all that. And this hospital was like, no, man, you didn't have a heart attack. You're good. Go ahead and go home. He 100% would have died. He would have been terminated.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I don't hold any ill will, though, clearly.
So they run out, grab a car, and take off. They being the second guy and Sarah Connor.
Reese.
The Terminator steals a cop car to chase them down.
And we have the first of our chase scene.
Yes. This one was I didn't name this one. We have gunfights and we have chase scenes. But in the middle, like, he's kind of looking at her as they're driving away. And she's just like, don't hurt me. I was like, bitch.
Yeah, like, he saved her life.
Obviously saved your life and put his life in danger to get you out of there.
Yeah. Gets her in the car, and then she's like trying to get out of the car all of a sudden. She's like, don't hurt me, don't hurt me. And I was like, it's kind of, you went with him willingly. What are you doing?
But it wasn't just that she went with it. It was the fact that she witnessed him save her life.
Yeah.
Like, that dude was about to blow
I guess at that point,
back of her face out.
I guess at that point you're still in shock and you don't really know what was what and what's going on. No. And
you're in shock, yes, but you have enough whereabouts to know, like, as a survival mechanism, this person helped me. You don't have to know how, why, or what. You just know that person is safer than the person who just shot up the bar trying to get to you.
Yeah. So somewhere in this chase scene, the cop car that the Terminator is driving catches fire, which leads to an eyebrowless Arnold Schwarzenegger. And it is the most fucked up, unnerving thing I've ever seen, is Arnold Schwarzenegger's brow ridge with no eyebrows on it.
It is very disturbing.
It is upsetting.
And
then you have, I guess, what is the most important part, where Bachelor number 2 identifies himself as Reese.
Kyle Reese.
And gives you a fuck ton of exposition.
Exposition?
Yeah, he tells you what the fuck's going on.
He tells you that Terminator
is a cyborg.
Cybernetic organism. You also learn that he was made by Cyberdyne Systems, and he is Model 101, otherwise known as the T-800. They are the Terminators. They are I guess Cyberdyne Systems was under Skynet, and they are for infiltration-based assassination mission.
Right. They have a full human tissue over the
robotic endoskeleton.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
I didn't write any of this down because I knew you had it.
I got it. And then he had mentioned HKs, and he clarified they were hunter killers, which I'm guessing they hunt fucking humans and kill them.
Mm-hmm.
But HKs come in many different shapes and sizes. There are flying, rolling, tank, anything that can shoot and mutilate human flesh is basically an HK. So Kyle tells Sarah Connor of his time, and he had lived with her son, who she does not have at this point.
Right.
Okay.
But she says, we can't make stuff like that yet. And he's like, no, not yet, but soon. It starts in 2024, which is 4 years from now, people, if we're keeping track. If anybody wants to infiltrate Boston Dynamics, cause it's fucking them. A lot of people said it would be Bill Gates and then Steve Jobs and possibly little Elon Musk, but my money is on Boston Dynamics.
You're just creeped out by the little dogs.
I'm creeped out by everything Boston Dynamics does, yes.
Would
you put it together with a computer program and we're hardcore fucked.
Do you remember, I can't remember the name of the movie. It had the tracer rounds where they would shoot the gun and it would like track its target, like around corners. But they also had these little spider robots. I cannot remember the name of that movie.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, you don't have to look it up now.
Well, I
just thought of it. So you learn that Kyle basically, was in some type of military setting with Sarah's son, John Connor. And he worked for or underneath him. And then you have the rest of this car chase gunfight, which, as you said, there's the fire, the eyebrows get singed off the T-800 of the Terminator. He fucking T-bones a brick wall and just disappears.
Yes, he does.
He rolled out without anybody seeing, which I find hard to believe.
Oh, yeah. They said that they had a system of defense network computers that got smart. And it was supposed to identify threats, but it decided everybody was a threat. And I didn't get the timeline down, but it happened fast, right? Like, in like a matter of days, it became sentient and decided everybody was a threat, correct?
I don't know about the timeline, but yes, I mean, obviously 5 years max.
And it said, one man taught us to fight. That's John Connor, your son. But, 5 years was between when it started and, like, that destruction you saw.
So I said 5 years max.
Got it. Come online. The system went online August 4th, 1997. Human decisions were removed from strategic defense. The system then became aware at 2:14 a.m. Eastern Time on August 29th, 1997.
So from 97 until 2009.
Well, no, it's
2020.
It went online August 4th, and then it became self-aware August 29th. So less than a month.
I know, but that's still 1997. I said from 1997 till 2029.
I'm not arguing when shit got that bad. I'm arguing how long it took to be like, all humans are assholes.
But the later in August date was not the all humans are assholes. That's when it decided humans shouldn't make decisions on global warfare.
Yeah, it became self-aware.
Still, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying. I think we're arguing two different points.
Dude, it's not a podcast. We didn't have an argument.
So Terminator cuts his arm open to fix it.
Well, hold on. Because Reese and Sarah Connor are arrested at that point when he disappears.
Yes.
Okay.
He cuts his arm open to fix. I guess he broke it. He
is all fucked up.
He is. I guess he can't
He's
see.
missing an eye.
Well, he can't see out the eye. He pulls the tissue off. I guess they had the cornea and
he
some
pulls
other
the whole
stuff.
eye out.
But it's only like a hollowed out circle, like that little toy you get out of the gumball machine where you flopped it over. Mm-hmm. It was like half a ball, and then it would weigh, and then it would pop and jump up in the air. That's what his eyeball looked like. Nailed it.
Okay.
Then Kyle Reese is in the interrogation room, and he's telling his story, and he legit seems crazy as fuck.
He seems super crazy. And I know we've talked about this before. Apparently it's a running theme through 80s and 90s movies where the perfectly sane person seems crazy. But it is, maybe that's why it's one of my biggest fears. Like, to be completely fucking sane, but everybody around you think you're crazy as shit. Be like, no, I'm the only one that is sane.
There's only one thing worse, where you are completely right, in your right mind, you know what you're talking about, and everybody else thinks you're crazy, is for everybody else to be crazy, but them to still be right. The Cloverfield paradox, where she runs into that bunker, John Goodman saves her, slowly, like, John Goodman's a fucking weirdo, she's got to get out of there, she escapes to safety,
he's hella
just
crazy.
to realize that crazy asshole was right and she probably should have stayed in.
You can be crazy and right.
Right's a strong word.
Correct.
He was crazy and right about the situation they were in.
Yeah.
So he's trying to plead his case, and none of it's believable because he's from the future.
And the psychiatrist is full on nutting in his pants. He's like, I'm gonna make my whole career on this. Oh my god, like he's fucking writing books in his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so into it that they're playing his, I don't want to say confession because that's not what, it's playing his interview in front of Sarah Connor, talking about how if he doesn't stop the Terminator, he will kill him, nothing can stop him, on and on and on.
Yeah, I don't think
and then finally,
they would normally do that.
And then finally the lieutenant had to be like, hey, asshole. And he stopped it and was like, oh, sorry.
So, in the same part where the Terminator removes his eye, he finds some sunglasses to cover up his eye hole.
Okay.
And that animatronic head was freaky as fuck.
They gave him sunglasses because I think it's a mask, right? Like I think it's a latex mask of his face.
But the whole head, I think, was animatronic so that the eye could move. And then he could kind of move his mouth a little bit.
I think it's just a mask because it just looked extra thick. It looked so fake and wrong and not okay.
I think somebody was wearing it like kind of leaning back, and the whole head was right here, so that the eyes could move. And then he puts on the sunglasses, and they swap to where he's.
Thank God they used some sunglasses, because it was just bad. It was so bad.
Yeah. Well, it was already bad because of those eyebrows, man.
Yeah.
He just got the caveman brow ridge. It was creepy.
So.
Wait a minute. Did this movie start the whole sex robot thing?
No, I can't imagine.
Because you know how the first ones were real creepy. I mean, they're all real creepy.
Did you see where that Japanese baseball team or Korean baseball team filled their stands with socially distanced sex dolls so that the stadium wouldn't be empty?
You told me about that, but that's a lot of money.
It's Korea or Japan. They have a lot of money. They also make the goddamn sex dolls. I'm sure there's a warehouse of them somewhere.
Were they plugging like advertisements for that company?
Oh, no, they had on like the baseball team's gear. Like they had like shirts and hats. Like they were fully clothed and they were sitting like 6 feet apart. Like they were socially distanced.
It was one rich dude's whole entire collection.
Do you think that since we're quarantined and socially distanced and all that shit that the sale of sex dolls has went up?
Probably not.
Why? You don't think there's some rich, sad men out there that haven't been allowed to leave their house?
What was the first thing you ordered when all this went down?
I don't know. Why?
How long did it take to fucking get?
I tell you, Amazon Prime is a thing of the fucking past.
Exactly. Like
I don't know if they're going to refund me some money or extend it out some months, but it's like a week or two out at this point. Now I just want to know what the first thing I ordered was.
Toilet paper.
Wild-caught fish oil for the dogs.
And how long did that take to get?
It didn't take long, like a week. Rocket books for our podcast. More stuff for the dogs. The dogs have been living their best life.
They have. The one is also now a Terminator.
Yeah.
She has a legit body count now. She has killed at least 2 birds.
Oh, well, she tried real hard for that third one the other day. We took her collar off of her, so now the problem is that she's a stealth unit, and the birds can't hear her coming.
Possible stealth unit in the AO.
Yeah, problem. So the cops are trying to explain to Sarah Connor that, yes, you saw him get shot a bunch and he got back up. And yes, you saw him fly through the windshield and he wasn't there.
He was just possibly on PCP.
He was on PCP, and then he shows her a bulletproof vest and explains it away.
Well, at the time, they're trying to make sense of what possibly could have happened. And that's probably not the most likely explanation, but a likely explanation.
Right.
That if what she saw is true, here's how we can explain it, and it was the simplest solution they had.
Right.
So they thought they had it covered. But I thought they did a good job. Like in most of these movies, they're like, just go home. We'll put some people at your house. Like they're like, stay here. You can sleep on this couch.
Yeah.
You got all of us here.
And the cop tells her, no one goes home. No one comes through here. You're fine. Seconds before shit breaks bad.
It was minutes because
he tells her there's 30 cops in this building. That's very important.
Terminator walks in. Yo, my friend's here. Can I go see her? They're like, no. What does he tell him?
She's giving a statement.
She's giving a statement. It might be a little bit. And he's like, I'll be back. Mm-hmm. And he decides to just drive the fucking car through the entryway lobby, but also enough to bust the door. Because the cop was kind of behind glass and there was a locked door. And he kind of sized all that up before he walked out. Mm-hmm. And then I forgot why 30 is important.
Well, because they tell him that there are 30 cops in this building, and he goes through them in like no time. Because he's giving this speech. There's 30 cops in this building. You'll be totally fine. Everything's okay. And then you hear the crash, and then you hear all this gunfire. Yeah, Arnold don't give a fuck about no bitch.
Yeah, give a fuck about no bitch.
Right.
So, old Kyle.
Reese. He prefers to be called Reese.
Wouldn't you? People have given Kyle's a bad name. Drywall shudders at the mention of Kyle.
Yeah.
So, Reese escapes. He finds Sarah Connor.
Who is, hiding under a desk.
And at this point, I have PD gunfight. Kyle Reese escapes, gets SC. Asterisk. Who the fuck is the father of SC's son, John? Wouldn't they have also targeted John to make sure they get the job done? Nobody did this.
You're super cute that you didn't put it together that early.
Yeah, they hadn't fucked yet.
You're adorable.
You didn't know yet.
Of course I knew.
You only knew because you saw the movie before.
No, he's looking at it with the fuck me baby eyes.
So at that point, I'm like, who is he, and why are they not targeting this piece of shit that's not around? Like, even though his unborn son isn't even there.
Goddamn deadbeat dad.
So,
wow.
So Kyle tells Sarah the legend of Sarah Connor.
Hold on, they escape. They go into hiding in like a tunnel.
Yeah, he's telling her and he mentions the word legend of Sarah Connor, who taught her son John how to fight these things. And she's like, "What am I, the mother of the future? I don't want it."
Right. He's like, your son gave me a message for you. He made me memorize it, and I didn't write it all down. But it's basically, thank you for your service. Now stay the fuck alive, or I won't exist.
Yeah, it was weird because I was ready for some deep shit,
Heartfelt
and it was like,
he also, because he called her Sarah.
Yeah.
Instead of mom, he's like, "Thank you, Sarah." Yeah.
So he has a little time, and he tells her more of where he comes from and what him and John were doing,
which we see in a flash
hunter killers.
forward.
There's a platoon, and he loses a bunch of people in that platoon.
But he makes it back to the camp. He gets let in the door. The dogs are there. He lets the dogs sniff him. He goes and sits down and takes a picture of Sarah Connor out of his pocket that he's just staring at. And you're like, what the fucking hell is this shit? And then you hear the dogs barking, and you're like, oh shit. And a Terminator busts in. And you're like, the dogs really do fucking know him?
Well, when he come in, he showed him some ID. Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, he puts his hand out, and not to pet the dog.
I said he let the dog sniff him.
And gets past. And then all hell breaks loose. I don't think I wrote anything about that then.
So, this other future Terminator busts in, kills a whole bunch of people, but then it just kind of fades out. The picture he had of Sarah Connor burns up.
Yeah.
And then it goes, I guess they get out of the little tunnel they're in.
They find a motel. They get a call.
Now, they find a motel, and I know that the door, locked or otherwise, isn't going to stop a Terminator, but Sarah Connor, scared for her life, does not lock the door of the motel behind her.
I lock the door of the hotel every time we go.
Right? Does not lock the door. I was like, lock the door. And then Reese is like, you stay here, I'm going to go get supplies. Neither of them locked the door then either.
Yeah, even though the hotel door locks on its own, I always put the little safety bar thing up there. So they're in the hotel.
She's on the phone with her mother.
She's on the phone with her mom. And her mom's trying to you told me to be safe, but you won't tell me where you're at. I need to know where you're at, blah, blah, blah. Right. So she's dumb, and she gives it up.
Full on. Here's the number, here's the address. But it's the Terminator has killed her mother and replicated her voice.
Yeah.
So John comes back with supplies. Now, she thought the supplies were going to be food-based. They were not. They were DIY explosives.
Yes, for plastic.
So he teaches her how to make these explosive pipe bombs.
In a very quick little montage.
Yes, very, very fast.
He then tells Sarah Connor that he loves her, and then he's mad about it, and he sticks those explosives in that bag with a lot of force.
He said, I love you, and I've always loved you. And talks about how her son gave him her picture and he didn't know why, and on and on and on. And then they very quickly have the sexy time.
No, they have sex, but they don't have sexy time. They are riding the struggle bus the whole way through that scene.
It looks like the most painful sex two individuals have ever had. I don't know if they were trying to sell that Sarah was a virgin or what they were doing, but she's not having fun. John Connor was damn conceived in pain, in anguish. Fucking Reese must have a 10-foot cock on him because Sarah Connor looks like she is in deep pain.
It looked like the world had ended. One male, one female. They fucking hated each other their whole entire life. And then they decided if we don't start making babies, this is over. And they're just fucking grunting through it.
Now, Reese seemed like he was into it, but she looked like it hurt.
Even he seemed a little put off by it. I don't know. It was weird. It was weird. So Terminator finds the hotel.
Oh, wait, I lost my place. Oh, yes, he does. Go ahead.
Sarah Connor and Kyle escape.
You know he found the hotel because of the early warning dog system.
Yes. Because when they were checking in, there was a German Shepherd mix at the office.
Now this brings me to an interesting question. Do you believe that the little Asian man that used to walk with his hands behind his back at the park we used to take the dogs
100% demon.
Was a Terminator?
No, he was a demon.
Our very sweet, loving little Puggle, who's never, ever met a stranger, she loves everybody she's ever come in contact with, hated him. She would bark, she would growl, her fur would ruffle up, she would want to get away from him.
Yeah, she was at the very end of her leash trying to get the farthest away from him as possible. I believe he was a demon.
This dog will not let delivery people leave the house without petting her.
Yeah.
She gets upset when she's in the car and somebody in a passing car doesn't pet her. But she was terrified of that guy.
Yeah, she was.
Now he wasn't particularly scary. He was a shorter, older Asian man just doing laps around a pond.
Didn't say anything.
Would always walk with his hands behind his back, which was a little suspicious in itself.
I felt like he was just an old-ass demon.
It gave me the creeps, because if she doesn't trust you, I don't trust you.
Yeah.
And she really didn't trust him.
So, we have another car chase.
Yes. They love their car chases.
I think originally Reese was driving, and then he decided to chuck nades. Right. So then Sarah scoots over, she's driving.
And there are a lot of explosives as he's throwing these things back, but they're kind of real wimpy, right?
Yeah, they're real tiny.
Like, I expected more from their homemade explosives.
Especially the way that they have it made. They're tiny pipe bombs.
Yeah.
Like, there should be a little more shrapnel going everywhere.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a little more impressive, but they were very just like, meh.
Arnold's on a fucking crotch rocket, which if you
take... No, it's like a...
It's a crotch rocket. If you take a grenade... I think
you're going to get in a lot of trouble for that.
Even a small... Why?
I just do.
To rocket for your crotch.
No. Cause, like, the motorcycle he rides is in, like, museum or something now.
Well, good for it. But it's cross rocket. So if you take a small grenade and explode it next to a motorcycle that is traveling anywhere from 60 to 90 miles an hour, it's gonna have some effect. It had no effect on that bike. They didn't even make him do the little wibbly. No wibbly, no wobbly.
No wibbly or wobbly.
But Reese does hit a tanker truck. No, he got out. He was not in the truck. He got out and placed that thing in the tanker truck, didn't he? And timed it for when the motorcycle was going to go by.
None of that happened that way, no.
Kind of.
No.
Reese gets shot chucking nades.
Reese got shot, yes. And
she wrecked the truck.
She wrecked. She flipped it over. She gets Reese out. They're running. Arnold gets off the motorcycle. He is now driving the tanker truck and is trying to run them over.
Yes.
He tells Sarah, just run, because he knows Terminator will follow Sarah. So as she's running, he puts the pipe bomb in, like, the tailpipe or whatever of the truck, and it explodes in true, proper Michael Bay form.
Was Michael Bay on this movie?
Fuck no, I don't even think Michael Bay was born. The point is that these other little explosions were shit because we're used to a Michael Bay style explosion. But the truck fucking lived up to our expectations that we've now come to expect. I don't really want to say that word twice, but...
Our expectations to expect?
Yeah.
And not only did the tanker part blow up, which would have no doubt had enough force to push the actual tractor truck part of that whole combo forward and maybe catch some pieces on fire and at a later time catch the gas tanks on fire, that it just blew up
everything blew up.
From back to front.
I feel like they
sequence.
I feel like they spent a lot of the budget on that explosion.
Yeah.
Which gives you the false ending. Everybody's happy. She's with Reese. He's shot, but they're okay. They think Arnold's blown to shit. She walks back through the truck that's on fire, like steps over this now, all the skin's burnt off him, Terminator.
Oh, we forgot to mention the part where Terminator's driving that truck because he slid off the bike and got ran over by that truck, and that truck driver stopped.
Yeah, it did run over him.
And then he took the truck.
Yeah. But, so that's your false ending, and then the Terminator stands up, which leads them to then run into a robotics plant.
It was some type of factory. I don't know what they made, but it was definitely a factory.
And old Reese has been shot to shit. He is not fucking doing well. Like, he's having trouble going on. He falls down. She has to pick him up. She yells at him, on your feet.
But so Terminator crawls out, and his whole, like his organic part of him, the organic outer shell, whatever, is on fire,
gone.
burns
He's just
up.
metal.
He's straight up just the endoskeleton and creepy as fuck.
Don't the feet looked painful.
Yeah, the little
the balls of his feet. Oh,
they were close to as far as like the 3D placement of things.
Right,
it's close to the natural structure of the skeleton.
Kind of hurt me.
But he comes out of the fire, and all the effects in this movie, except for the animatronic head, looked weird, and then this CGI scene where the robots walk into them is really weird. Like the stop motion-y, it was really weird.
I don't know if I would call it CGI.
It's definitely something.
I don't think that's a 1984 thing.
It was some kind of stop motion,
right? I don't know,
mixture shit that just wasn't work. But when they were close up on it, and they were just like somebody moving the whole thing, much better. So
it chases them into this factory. It kind of has them bogged down a little bit. Reese tells Sarah to run. She doesn't fucking do it. And he keeps screaming at her, run.
Well, first he tried to tee off on old boy with that pipe, and it wasn't working.
Right. But he takes one of the pipe bombs and he sticks it like in the Terminator's torso and yells at her, you have to run. But like, he knows at that point, he's gonna die. He's been shot. He's bleeding out. He has no prayer of stopping this thing. He's just trying to slow it down enough for her to get away, but she won't fucking run. Like, you know, he has to be like, God fucking damn it. Like, doing everything I can. I've come back in time for you. We've conceived a child together. Just
they don't know that.
Fucking run, bitch.
They don't know that.
Okay.
They ain't got the clear blue yet.
Anyway, so it blows him the fuck up. She gets shrapnel in her leg.
Yeah, she has to pull that out.
Oh, she's so dramatic, too. Like, fucking Reese got shot and didn't even say anything twice now. Like, she pulls the shrapnel and she's screaming and screeching, and then she can't walk. She has to drag herself.
Drags herself over to Kyle, and he's dead. The Terminator torso gets up and crawls to her like an Assaultron out of Fallout 76.
Now, James Cameron says that he had a fever dream one night, and it was the metal torso crawling across the floor, and he woke up and wrote the Terminator. And that scene was directly from his nightmare. I think James Cameron's full of shit, but we'll get to that later. But they crawl through, like, different machinery, and she crawls through the press, and then when it gets...
At what point of you running through a factory trying to escape robot death do you crawl between two gigantic metal plates that you can obviously tell from 0.2 seconds of analysis that these things are used to push together to fucking crunch shit? You are not going to do that.
I mean, I guess nobody's there to turn it on. It worked out for her.
She doesn't work in a factory. She's a waitress. She reaches up and presses the right button.
She did.
There's safety measures. I guarantee you that machine doesn't go off with just that one button press. That thing just Darth Vader chokes her through the machine, and this movie ends right there, and there's no sequels. You don't crawl through that machine.
Yeah, you're right.
You got to be standing on the outside. There's got to be some kind of safety pad or a key you got to push to make it work. To make sure you're not...
There probably is like a key to turn before you push the button. To make sure
your dumbass isn't standing there. There's got to be 84 signs saying, please stand the fuck back.
Yeah. You're right. When you're right, you're right.
So, she crunches him.
And she says, you're terminated, fucker.
And you hear police sirens. At this point, I'm like, is KR the father? Yes. How many times has this happened? We are now in a loop.
It's timey-wimey as fuck.
So, we are now in a loop that... John Connor gets born.
There's a lot
He lives. He meets his dad. His dad comes back to create him.
He sends his dad back.
Well, there's differing stories. He sent or he volunteered.
But still, his dad sends, whether he volunteers or not, his dad sends him back in order to make it. Yeah. His son plants the clue. He gives him the picture that he had his whole fucking life.
So, did his son just give him the clues, or did John tell him? Like, I don't remember the rest of the movies.
I don't think they told him. I don't remember what happened in the rest of them either. But it doesn't matter because we're not talking about them. We're just talking about this. I don't think he told him. I think he laid the breadcrumbs. I don't know. But the internet keeps saying, who was his father originally? Because somebody had to be his dad originally in order for him to be there to send him back in time for him to now be his dad. But then it makes my head hurt and I just go, oh, fuck it, Doctor Who rules. It's all timey-wimey.
But there is
and
no
time
original.
isn't a straight line.
If somebody else is his father, he's not the same person.
I know, I'm saying.
Like, that's a little bit more than the butterfly effect. Like,
Yeah, it's a lot.
Oh, in this timeline, the Pope is my father. In this timeline, it's fucking Jeffrey Dahmer. Those.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Those have drastic changes.
So then she's driving in a Jeep with her dog. So she learned through Mexico. She's pregnant and she's recording these tapes telling her unborn baby about his father. So she stops at a gas station. A little kid takes her picture and sells it to her for $5, and it is the picture.
No, he tries to hustle for $5. She recognizes the hustle, gives him 4, offers her 4, and says okay.
She gave him 5.
She gave him 4.
She gave him 5.
4.
She gave him a $5 bill.
4. She said, I'll give you 4 for it. She handed him a wad of cash.
Nope.
Yes.
Not important.
But I'm right.
But you're not.
But I'm right! Anyway, after she paid $4 for the picture.
But it is the picture that John gave Reese.
Yes,
to
same picture.
spend his life falling in love with her or what the fuck ever. And then she's recording this tape and she says, in the few hours your father and I had together. I was just like, ew. Your mommy's a hoe.
Dad could have been a hoe too.
Oh. It's just weird, like you don't tell your kid, yeah, in the couple of hours I knew your dad.
So I met your dad and we hit it right off.
We met, we fucked, he died. Instant love story. But then it ends. And then there's 7,400 sequels and TV shows.
I remember the police station scene. And the other thing I really remember from Terminator is the playground scene, the vent, and the nuke goes off. I think she's, in the second one, she's dreaming or something. Like, John's a kid, and the people are playing in the playground, and they get, like, fucking vaporized.
I don't know.
But overall, it's one of those things where you would like to know more about the backstory.
Well, you gotta watch the other 72 movies.
But it was one of those things where I'd like to know more about the backstory, but I really don't care to search it out.
Well, maybe you can ask Harlan Ellison.
Who's Harlan? Oh,
At the end of the movie, it says special consideration to Harlan Ellison.
No, he wrote
Outer
Limits.
An Outer Limits episode called Soldier that was adapted from a 1957 short story called Soldier from Tomorrow. And Harlan Ellison says that James Cameron ripped his story off for this movie. And the studio was like, maybe, and settled out of court. Said James Cameron was really pissed off about it and didn't want them to settle, wanted it to go to court. And they were like, if it goes to court, you're paying him, not us. And he was like, settle. But James Cameron called Harlan Ellison, after it was all done, a parasite who can kiss my ass. But I think James Cameron plagiarizes a lot of shit. Cause you ain't telling me that Avatar isn't just fucking Fern Gully.
Well, I guarantee he fucking plagiarized Titanic.
Yeah, I bet he didn't even come up with that boat movie by himself. Yeah. Like, a whole bunch of people sued him for, like, theft of intellectual property over Avatar. Surprisingly, the people that made Fern Gully were not one of them. But that's just Fern Gully, but make everybody blue.
Yeah.
I grew up watching Fern Gully. You can't tell me that's not... It's the fucking same story.
They could have at least given it a shout out. Hey, Fern Gully was an inspiration.
The floating mountains. Somebody said that he ripped the floating mountains off from their art, from their story. But every element, somebody was like, no, like, I did that first. So I don't know. So he wrote this movie, and then he sold the script to Gail Ann Hurd of Walking Dead fame.
That's where I've heard that name.
Yeah. Who later became his wife for $1. So
that seems like some shady shit.
So she could shop it around, but not give it to a studio. He said he would sell her the script for $1 as long as she made sure he was the director. Because he had directed Piranha 2 at this time, and that was all. Like, this movie has so many big people, like, directed by James Cameron, starring fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger, but, like, nobody was known at this time.
Piranha 2 was around before this?
Yeah, Piranha 2, like, our Piranhas are remakes of those Piranhas. Because I made you watch Piranha Double D the other day, and you have still not forgiven me.
Because it double fucking sucked.
It did suck, but that's why I loved it.
Not even in a good way. It was
hilarious. It was a sci-fi original that had a multi-million-dollar budget. It was great.
But it was terrible.
Good.
Did it come before or after Sharknado?
I think it came after.
Because even as much as I bag on Sharknado, it was 1,000 times better.
Where were we going with this?
That was the end of the movie.
Yeah, because none of these people are known at this point. So he had to, work for him to be the director. Also, fun fact, Arnold says 58 words.
He didn't say much. He's a doer.
He's a doer. It's not a talkie, it's a walkie.
Yeah.
So originally they wanted O.J. Simpson to be the Terminator.
Oh, that's a terrible movie.
But they said that
O.J. Simpson gets this role. This movie's done in the first scene because he definitely killed that bitch.
Said that O.J. Simpson was too nice and couldn't be believed as a cold-blooded killer.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
But if I did it, this is how I would do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, be careful. That motherfucker's on Twitter now. And James Cameron didn't want Arnold to be the Terminator and said that they were going to go to lunch and he had pre-planned to pick a fight with Arnold and then tell the production company, hey, this isn't happening, I want a different actor, but he ended up liking him. But the balls on James Cameron to pre-plan to pick a fight with this big-ass motherfucker?
See, that's... Okay, I was on the fence about James Cameron before. But if that story is true, why don't you just man up and say, hey, I don't fucking want this guy for this role, this is who I want. Yeah. Instead of, okay, I'm going to be a bitch and I'm going to backdoor this situation the whole way through.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm kind of agreeing with you now.
I'm iffy on James Cameron, man. I think it just all stems from that Ferngully was my favoriteest movie growing up, and he ripped it off but made it blue in 3 hours and fucking long as shit.
I like.
Oddly enough, you didn't like Ferngully.
It was alright.
So, James Cameron and Arnold did get into a fight once on the set, because with his thick-ass accent, he had trouble saying "I'll," as in "I'll be back." And he argued that he's a robot. He wouldn't use the contraction. He would say, "I will be back." And James Cameron got in his face and told him, "I don't tell you how to act. You don't tell me how to write."
I feel like Arnold's got a point.
Yeah.
I will be back.
Yeah.
You can go fuck yourself.
What does he tell the hotel guy? Fuck you, asshole?
Fuck you, asshole. I can't believe we didn't mention that.
I know.
I think I even wrote that down.
So I got some rips. You want to do those?
What are the rips?
So, Paul Winfield, who was Lieutenant Ed Draxler, has passed. Dick Miller, who was the pawn shop clerk that sold Arnold all of his guns.
He looked like he wasn't long for this world.
Franco Columbo, who was the future Terminator in the flash forward scene. The dogs got off. And I know he was in the movie for all of 15 seconds, but Bill Paxton.
He's dead.
Yeah, I was going to say, and now's the time you realize Bill Paxton is dead yet again. What is it like to relive that? Over and over.
Huh. All his wives must have killed him.
Is that a big love reference?
Mm-hmm.
So, this movie had a budget of $6.4 million and made $78.48 million at the box office.
Seems like a win.
Said that Orion Pictures didn't have faith that it would perform well at the box office and feared that it would have negative critical reception. Orion only held one press screening for the film. In its opening week, The Terminator played at 1,005 theaters and grossed $4 million, making it number one in the box office.
It was okay.
You did not seem to be happy with it at all. Alright, you ready for the...
Domometer?
Have you seen it?
Yes, I think it was the audience score of 79.
The audience score is 89.
89. And the critic score was 100.
It was a fucking...
bullshit!
Give it a 10!
I mean...
The critics' consensus was, with its impressive action sequences, taut economic direction, and relentlessly fast pace, it's clear why The Terminator continues to be an influence on sci-fi and action flicks.
It might influence some of them, but it doesn't... Like, you don't walk away going, that's a terrible movie, but you don't walk away going, I gotta see that again.
I feel like when that tanker truck exploded, Michael Bay got his first hard-on. And it has therefore influenced everything he's ever done. Actually, what year was Michael Bay born? Okay, he was a late bloomer. So you disagree with 100%? This is the first movie we've ever had that had 100.
I thought that was weird, because somebody's got to not like it, right?
None of these 63 critics.
Like, it's not one of those movies that makes you think a lot, other than now you have this time loop. How did this loop start?
That shit hurts my head. I just like the Doctor Who cop-out of it's timey-wimey and time isn't a straight line.
Wibbly-wobbly.
So now it's time for...
Ratchet Reviews.
2 stars. for action fans only. Which I guess is a fair assessment, but, like, don't you see a preview or, since this was written January 27th, 2020, have taken the last 30-some years to be like, hey, that Terminator, I bet that's something that action people would like. 1.5 stars. I'm sorry, but this was so boring. 2 people ran from one person, and then the movie ended. Okay, I'll give this movie credit because it's clearly here to set up the world and introduce us to the next movies, but meh.
I kind of get what they're feeling, but people wouldn't have stuck around for the next movies if they weren't intrigued a little bit.
Right.
Like, I want to know more about what started Cyberdyne Systems, Skynet, all that.
There's definitely a whole world that goes into it that's not brought to life in this movie.
No. And it's hard.
I think
it's hard to do the past and the present and get the whole story in an hour and a half.
I think a lot of people found it boring because there is so little dialogue. There's a lot of action, and other than the very small exposition scenes with Kyle Reese being like, "Blah, this is what's going on," that's pretty much it.
I don't know, but if you could tell a story without having to have all of that, it's alright.
You should show, not tell. I understand that about storytelling, but I don't know that this did that either.
It just did this moment.
So 1.5 stars. That sex scene sucked, therefore this entire movie was trash. Angry face.
Somebody was missing out on Skinamax. When was that left?
January 3rd, 2020. By Stinky Toes Movie. No, Stinky Toe Movie. 1.5 stars. I'm not against sending someone from the future back to erase this from my memory.
Nice pull.
1.5 stars. This movie was absolutely dreadful. From the awful makeup / special effects to the weird jump cut ending. This movie was an absolute dumpster fire. I love 80s movies and all of their cheesiness, but at least they're fun. This was not. It took itself way too seriously for me to enjoy this. The acting is terrible. The relationship between the two protagonists is so predictable and crammed down the audience's throats I could barely breathe. I definitely want to watch T2 since everyone says it's way better, so at least I have that to look forward to. I guess it's only uphill from here. I give the Terminator an F.
I see where they're coming from, but it wasn't that bad.
I think Terminator 2 is probably the superior movie.
But it wasn't like, they didn't have to shit on this one that hard. And you gotta think, like, from a special effects standpoint of when this was, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. Unlike this person who gave it 2 stars, Ray here, and said, great premise, but the 80ness of it all just makes it a damn slog to sit through. Like, I'm sure that they're very sorry that in 1984 they had too much 80s-ness.
I would argue that there's not enough 80ness built up yet.
Oh.
So, I mean, you got your peak 80s-ness like 86 to 88.
Yeah. Last one. 1 star. It is titled Heinous, Violent, and Full of Profanity, Heartless. I finally saw this film many years after it came out. Some of Arnold's films have redeeming aspects, but I have no idea why this one got positive reviews. No humor here, just violence from beginning to end. It's fucking called The Terminator, bitch!
Yeah, it's not. Somebody misplaced this in the comedy section.
Yeah,
this movie ain't funny at all.
This is the kindergarten cop guy? He made twins? Yeah, I don't know.
Boys have penises, girls have vaginas.
Arnold has to be the most quoted movie star from like the 80s, 90s, right?
Hasta la vista, baby. I don't know about most quoted.
You don't think?
Goonies.
But I mean, specifically, through all of his movies.
I don't know about the most. I'm sure somebody will do some research somewhere.
Alright, you want to give your review?
2.5.
Oh, you'll be in so much trouble.
We'll give you a review.
Oh.
Like I said, it wasn't terrible to where you were like, that's garbage, but it wasn't like, I gotta see that again.
I don't know.
Or I want more of that.
It was fine. 3, 4, 3.5.
4 is strong.
I'll give it a 3.5.
3.5, damn.
It was fine. I'm really upset that I didn't recognize that he was Ringo, and now it's all that I can see is that he's Ringo.
Alright, Lunger.
Man, you make somebody's hair blonde instead of black and give him a peppier attitude, changes everything.
Yeah, so it looks like they did 100% stop motion for that scene with the whole entire puppet.
I don't know, man. I don't know how it was made. Probably should have looked that up. I'm bad at my job.
But like the close-up scenes like this with the whole animatronic setup, without the flesh, are good. That's
definitely looks rough.
But he's got kind of like the... What year did Friday the 13th come out?
89. It is a robotics company.
1980. So he's kind of got that Jason vibe to him where he just walks you down.
Yes. Cameron said that he wanted to make a Jason-style slasher movie into this. Like, it was his inspiration. It was his inspo.
He's not, like, vengeful. He's done exactly what Kyle said. Like, he's here to kill you.
Won't stop.
That's his job.
Can't stop,
he doesn't get pissy. He's not yelling like, fuck you, bitch. I'ma get you. He's just like, something's in his way, he moves it.
That's his job. Alright, anything else?
No. I don't remember much of the rest of the movies, but I feel like 2 was better.
2 was better. I don't remember a lot of the other ones. Whatever the most recent one to come out was, I watched with Dad. It seemed okay with, like, really old Arnold in it.
I haven't seen it.
He was like a full-on good guy. It was weird.
I think he's good in the second one.
Yeah, I think so too, but it's like, I don't know.
But it's not necessarily this Terminator.
Right.
Also, she already knew that thing did that.
Yeah.
Still, she wasn't trained on that machine.
Oh.
Got anything else?
I do not.
So what movie are you doing next?
Man, I keep going back and forth, so I don't feel comfortable saying yet.
Okay.
I'm unsure.
Alright, well this has been Run It Back for the Terminator. I'm Jason.
I'm Sarah. Guys, we have a website now. You can find all of our social media links and the podcast itself at runitbackpodcast.com. You can also subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast player straight from the website. Don't forget to share us with your friends.